Hey guys, it's Nick. Thanks for tuning into Long Island Wargaming, and we got a Wood Elf battle report. I'm playing our newest member, Anthony, and he's playing his Warriors list that he's been fine-tuning, and I'm playing the Wood Elves, which I've never done before in any edition whatsoever. So some disclaimers are, our Wood Elf models are not painted, and there are some proxies, and I'm not an Elf player, so I don't know what I'm doing. I'm definitely not a Wood Elf player, so I just go for it. I just come up with some crazy list. I want to try something that people aren't doing, and I'm expecting to lose. Maybe I'll win, but I'm gonna try out some different stuff, and we'll see how it goes. So for Magic, we're just going to see some Slanesh for Warriors of Chaos. I don't see Slanesh too often, which is pretty fun. So we have Acquiescence, Pavane, Historical Frenzy, Slicing Shards, and for myself, I decided to take Heavens. Hey, why not? Everyone's saying Shadow is good for the Wood Elves because you can do Wither and all that fun stuff. I'm going to try something different. I'm going to go for Harmonic Convergence. Maybe that'll help with my shooting. Wind Blast is just a spell I ended up with. Pushing people away is always good, especially if you want to shoot them and not fight them. Curse of the Midnight Wind I just got stuck with, and Thunderbolt will be good if there's going to be any Demon Princes or Chimeras or anything else flying on the battlefield. So I went for the all shooty army. Everything's pretty much shooty. From left to right, I'll go through it and let you know what my ideas are. So I got the 5 scrimmaging guys up front in the middle of the battlefield, no big deal. 3 units of Glade Guard. One has the Botkins, the other 2 have the Poison Hagbane things. My level 4 caster of Harmonic Convergence in there with Heavens and whatnot. And there's a BSB in there with the Hail of Doom arrows. And then there's a unit of 13 Way Watchers. There's 2 Eagles there. There's Wild Riders and Wild Riders on each side of the Eagles. I've got the Soulfire Glade Guard right there in front of the building, so I can march them into that building, turn 1, start shooting at the Chimera. Then there are another unit of 13 Way Watchers. So I went with 26 Way Watchers. I figured these guys are pretty cool, especially they're going to help me take down that Demon Prince, so having a whole bunch of them is great. I can have no armor save shots, and then I just have to wound on 6 and hope he fails his ward save, so I should be able to take that Demon Prince down, I think. And then I have 2 more units of just the core scouts that are units of 5 over there. So I went with the old shooty army, which is fun. It's gimmicky, and then there's the 2 units of Wild Riders, which I hope do pretty well. For the Warriors, this is my Warriors army that Anthony's using, and it's not painted up either, but at least there's no proxies. And we've got the Hell Cannon up on the hill, some dogs across the board, some Skull Crushers, 2 regular chariots, Nurgle Warriors with the BSB in there, 2 units of Soul Striders, which is pretty cool. That's different, that's fun. The Demon Prince of Slanesh, and then a Chimera, which is actually proxied by a Manticore. And it looks like here we've got some Vanguards with the Soul Striders. And here's just another angle. You can see that my fast cav have also moved around the Vanguard phase, and we're going to go into turn 1. What elves get first turn? So something personally I've been working on is the movement phase. I mean, elves, they gotta move. Skaven, yeah, I move my Skaven, but the thing is I don't always have to. I can play them defensively, but now with Brawler's Bash coming up, I need to be able to be a bit more offensive. And when I play Dwarves, of course, I don't move at all. And that's what I played for so many years, so the movement phase is something I felt I've been the weakest in. But anyway, the Way Watchers move about so they can be at the furthest distance away, but still be able to shoot the Demon Prince. The scouts around the far corner by that forest are just going to move around. They're going to maybe shoot at that Chimera. The Glade Guard with the fire arrows move into the building. The one Eagle gets ready to come over here by the forest that my archers are chilling in, so they can start dealing with the frenzied movements of the Skull Crushers in a little bit. And you can see all the way over to the far left, I actually moved my poison arrow archers out of the forest. I'm going to lose the extra rank of shooting, and it's going to be -1 to hit. But now that I'm just in range of 30 inches of that hell cannon, so I'll be able to shoot that with poison, which will be nice. My scouts, these guys have the true fire arrows, so they're running around without having to take any penalties for shooting, which is nice for the skirmishers, I guess. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I should go with poison, which I think by the end of the game I decided is the best for them, just actually for any archer. But they killed 2 Soul Striders, which I was kind of disappointed with. I feel like I should have done more. I take 26 Way Watcher shots into the Demon Prince. I'm only able to do 1 wound. I was kind of hoping for 2. The thing is, yeah, depleting the armor is nice and all, but once you get to that toughness, it's 6s to wound, and then he's got his 5-up ward save, so he was able to save just a few other wounds that got through, but he takes 1 wound, so this is going to be scary. I got to take him down. Once he gets into close range, hopefully I cannot move, and hopefully he'll just be in close range, so it'll be a lot easier to hit him, and hopefully I can get some sixes and wound him. But I can see why people say the withering is the way to go, because if I wither sniped him from across the battlefield and brought his toughness down by 1 or more, it would have been a different story. So the fire arrow archers from the building, they get a whole lot of hits onto the Chimera, but the problem is it's just not easy to wound these monsters, so I'm only able to do 1 wound onto them. The scouts over here actually take out an entire unit of dogs. And the other archers that are sitting on the backfield in my free forest are out of range of the Skull Crusher, so I shoot at the dogs and kill a couple of those. And the last Glade Guard unit finishes them off. Which is a little bittersweet when you look at it at Chaos turn 1, because now these guys can move up full, you don't have the dogs getting in the way. I don't know, but at least I can start frenzy baiting them and not have to worry about the dogs clearing off my chaff, so... The Hell Cannon is out of BSB range, so he actually fails the leadership test and has to charge the closest unit, which are these scouts. So, okay. Better than him shooting, because if he lands a direct hit on any of my Glade Guard units, they're all dead. So here is his movement. The Soul Striders move all the way up and get in the way of the Way Watchers. This way I can't shoot the Demon Prince as easily, or, you know, he's got a trick up his sleeve, you'll see. But, man, they move fast. The entire army moves fast, except the warriors and the chariots. The stuff that I'm the most worried about, which is the Demon Prince, the Chimera, and, you know, the Soul Striders can be a pain in the butt if they actually got into combat. But nope, he just moved them up. And, yeah, I'm just a little worried now. This shot shows you the other half of the battlefield, and the Skull Crushers are moving up pretty quickly. So his magic phase, I was a little confused as to what I had to do. He has a bunch of really good spells that can screw me up, which usually I'm like, these spells suck. But against Wood Elves, my guys are weak, they're such small units, I'm nervous. So I let Hysterical Frenzy through, which is a huge gamble, because now I'm frenzied, and if I fail my Leadership A test, they charge in against the Soul Striders, which isn't really what I want. I mean, will they do well? Yeah. They both have Always Strike first. It'll be a little bit of a cluster, and it's just not what I want. I want them shooting at the Demon Prince. So I let this through. This way I can deny other spells like Acquire from getting off. This way, you know, I don't take any damage. So it gets to the point where he can only single shot Acquire, so he does it onto the unit in the building, which, you know, is actually pretty smart, because now they have random move, they've got to move out of the building and all that weird stuff. And he gets it off with Irresistible Force, which I'm always happy about. Hopefully he disappears into the warp, but he doesn't. He kills a bunch of the guys in the building, which is annoying, and now they've got random moves, so they can't stay in there, but at least after they move they can shoot, but there'll be a penalty, so I think that's how it works out, and that's how we ended up playing it out. But his Irresistible Force has that miscast, which is great, because he loses that spell plus Pavane and Slicing Shard, so he's stuck with the other 2. He does have the spell Familiar, that's why he has 5, but he's a level 1 caster now, which is nice. And the Hell Cannon does easy work of the freaking scouts, so no big deal. So, Wood Elf turn 2. I'm going to charge in with my Wild Rider. That should be easy work on the Soul Striders. The scouts come in from behind. The Way Watchers passed their leadership test, so they're able to sideswipe 10 inches, so I have a pretty clear shot on the Demon Prince. The random move guys move out of the building, and they move out this side. They're going to get flank charged by a chariot. I'm going to lose them. But at least I can shoot at the Chimera, maybe do some damage. The other Way Watchers move into the building, so they can shoot at the Demon Prince. So now I've got 26 close range shots on the Demon Prince. I should be in good shape. On this side of the battlefield, my archers are just chilling out in the forest. They're going to be shooting. Unfortunately, my Wild Riders fail their leadership test twice to not charge, and they actually go ahead and charge the Skull Crushers, which forces me to move my Eagles in right now so I can start chapping him up. So I got the 1 Eagle set up for a redirect. Winds of Magic sucks, but I do get off Harmonic Convergence, which allows me to reroll my ones to hit and to wound, and it allows me to take down that Hell Cannon, no problem, with some poison arrows and some shots from the other units, because unfortunately my Wild Riders wanted to go fight, so now I can't shoot the freaking Skull Crushers. On this side, the 2 units of 5 scouts shoot the remaining 3 Soul Striders down from the unit that was to the right of the 5 Soul Striders that are alive. One archer unit was only able to shoot these dogs that are no longer here, so it's kind of weird. I deployed so far back because I figured he'd be moving up quickly and I can shoot, and most of my stuff is out of range for the first couple turns, so I just have to shoot up chaff and junk, which I mean is nice and all, but it doesn't really score me any points. I shoot a couple Chaos Warriors with some of my Glade Guard, but you know, no big deal. So, another 26 shots into the Demon Prince, close range, threes to hit after moving. I hit like, it was like 20 freaking shots. I got like 20 hits on him. And of those 20 hits, I did like 2 wounds and he ward saves them all. Man, that's at this point like 52 shots into the Demon Prince with no armor save. So the fact that we're going straight to that 5-up board save and he's saving them and I'm barely getting any through to begin with is just, you know, sad. The Wild Riders only do 1 wound. They rolled terribly. They have a lot of attacks. They had 15 attacks, strength 5, -3 armor. I was hoping to kill 1 Skull Crusher, but Anthony rolled like 4 4s and like 3 5s and a couple 6s. So he made all these armor saves, which was really annoying. They do a good show over here, the Wild Riders. They go ahead and kill the Soul Striders, no problem, and I go ahead and overrun, but only an inch shy of the Chimera, which really sucks. And here's the table at the end of my turn, with a Demon Prince with 1 wound on him only. And, yeah, I don't know. I just thought Way Watchers would be able to do it. I know it's hard to wound on the 6-ups, but let's see what happens. Chaos turn 2, he charges the building with these warriors. I countershoot, kill 4, which is cool, but he makes it in. The chariot issues a charge onto the Glade Riders. I flee so that I don't have to worry about them getting closer to my Way Watchers. And the Demon Prince goes into the Way Watchers anyway, and I take counter shots, and still, I'm not able to get a wound past him. And the Chimera goes right on into the Wild Riders. On the left side of the board, we have Skull Crushers going into that Eagle, so that's fine. They'll overrun, maybe go off the board, maybe not, but at least they're not coming anywhere towards my archers. Our level 1 Demon Prince got no spells through, so right on into that combat, he overruns and doesn't go off the table, which is good. Now I can take some shots at him. The Way Watchers were destroyed in the building. I mean, the Chaos Warriors. Yeah. So that happened. I don't know if I really had any other options but to put them in there because they need to get into the building to kill a Demon Prince, because as long as the Demon Prince is alive, I can't win this game. Right now, the warriors are dwindled down. I can shoot up the chariots and run circles around them. The hell cannon's gone, so there's no counter shooting. But as long as the Demon Prince is alive, I need to make decisions like forfeit freaking Way Watchers in a building. Plus, he did make a pretty long charge into the building, so, oh well, I wasn't anticipating him making it. The Wild Riders get a wound onto the Chimera, but he ends up killing 3, so, eh. Here's a picture of my rolls just to show you how bad I've been rolling the whole game. I have plenty of attacks with the Way Watchers, not expecting to do too well, but I need 4s to hit them, and I rolled a 4 and a 6. That's it. Everything else is 1, 2s, 3s. So, like, I can't even hit anything in combat, even with my freaking rerolls, but I don't get rerolls in this combat because his initiative is higher than me, but still, 2 hits out of all those dice is just sad. So, needless to say, he makes easy work of them. He destroys them outright with thunderstomps and attacks. Instead of overrunning, though, because he would give me a clearer shot with the building there from my archers, he decides to hold and, well, not hold, but he decides to reform to face the archers in the forest. So, Wood Elf turn 3. I make a mistake right off the bat. I moved my eagle in between these 2 chariots. I don't know what I was thinking. He should have stayed closer to the Skull Crusher so I could do another round of redirecting, but I decided to move him over there for whatever reason. The Glade Guard down here do rally. I get a Thunderbolt off onto this guy, which I'm actually able to finally get a wound on him. But not without the price of killing a bunch of my own guys with a miscast. The scouts over here are actually able to do some wounds onto the Chimera, which is pretty cool, and he's almost dead. And then my BSB shoots the Hail of Doom arrows, and I actually am able to get another wound onto the Demon Prince. I don't have a picture of that, but he's got 3 wounds on him now, which is great. He's almost dead. But it doesn't matter, because in his turn, he goes ahead and smashes into the Glade Guard, too close for a counter shot, and now he could just Soul Feeder all of his wounds back, which he goes ahead and does anyway, so, so close, but yet so far. The warriors move out of the building, the chariots close in. These chariots have seemed like a waste of points for the last couple games. I've played Skaven, and I've played Dwarves, and they just never get anywhere or do anything good, but, Historical Frenzy gets off at Magic, which is a nice little move. He's going to try to bait my guys out of the forest, get them closer so he could charge them. And the Demon Prince kills all the Glade Guard, gets all of his wounds back, and runs off the battlefield so that he can't get shot at during my turn. So, Wood Elf turn 4, my scouts are chilling out here, going to try to finish up that Chimera, but I just know, I'll tell you now, no success on that. And that's when I start realizing that the 3s to hit arrows are cool and all, but once you come up against like a monster mash or a carnival army where you have all this toughness 5 and toughness 6 shit, hitting on 3s does nothing. You still have to wound on 6s, so why not just eliminate that, just go straight to one roll of a 6 to wound. And that's what I think I'm going to have to do in future games if I play any more Wood Elves. Since I moved my eagles so far out of the way, I can't do anything about the Skull Crushers, so I sacrifice my archers by moving them up and redirecting them off the battlefield. The eagle goes up against these warriors, which now that I think about it, I don't think they were Nurgle, I think they were Khorne, because that's why I'm doing this, so they can run sideways away from me. And he goes ahead and does that, because why not? The Chimera screens the Demon Prince, so I'm not sure why he didn't just move them in and get closer. I mean, he was only able to go 10 inches, because I think you can't march when you come back from the battlefield, I forget. But yeah, these guys are just chilling. And this charge was made, and I was actually able to do some wounds on the counter shot, but once the chariot of the Warriors of Chaos gets into combat, I don't. That's it. The game's over. So, he does a whole bunch of impact hits. He kills a bunch of guys. The Chaos Warriors do awesome. The Knights are able to. The Steeds are able to do a wound or two. I really don't have much of a chance here. And that's when I call it in turn 4. I decide it's really not worth me playing anymore. And yeah, so I'm anticipating a lot of criticism on my list and my playstyle, but I don't know what I'm doing with what else. I really thought a shooting army, an entirely shooting-based army, would do okay. I wasn't expecting amazing results. I was really just hoping to see the Weight Watchers take down Demon Prince, and it didn't. And I know the math isn't greatly in my favor, especially when you need 6s to wound, but by the end of the game I took about 70 shots at him with the Way Watchers, which should have yielded some sort of results, but no. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Heavens was fun. Harmonic Convergence allowed me to get a lot of extra hits, but when it came to the wounding, nothing mattered. Nothing mattered. Especially with the T4 Warriors and Skull Crushers and all that armor, it made no difference. And even my lightning bolts, I got a few lightning bolts off. I didn't take too many pictures, that's why I didn't bring it up during the game, but I was unable to kill the Demon Prince even with lightning bolts. And even the lore attribute of the D6 strength 4 wounds, I mean, that's a little bonus, but nothing really got through. And Demon Prince with only 4 wounds, I thought I had a chance on, but that's that. So I had fun though. I think it was fun playing them. Getting all that shooting stuff is great, but you know what? If I'm gonna play an army that's all shooting, I'm gonna play dwarves. I got my toughness 4, I got my nice leadership, and I have shooting that's not strength 3. I don't think there's a single strength 3 shot from the dwarf army whatsoever now that I think about it. Maybe the stone thrower. I don't know. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to leave comments below. I'm probably not going to be playing Wood Elves again anytime soon, so I'll look at your advice and opinions, but I don't think it's going to change anything because this really isn't my army. I just wanted to try them out. But I'll see you guys in the next one.